Not myself, a lot of other people were too. This fellow was laying on his back, wanted a cigarette, and I gave him a cigarette and let down to light it. He raised his head up. He didn't have any legs. I'll never forget his scream. And we walked in blood as thick as the soles of our shoes, trying to help people. And it took 3 days to find out who was killed and who was wounded, and then we were transferred off the ship to a destroyer one day, the next day to a tanker, and the third day to an English carrier, HMS Tractor. We were on that for over a week before we got transferred to one of our own ships.
Now, what ship were you on when all this happened?
Hancock.
Okay.
The aircraft carrier, Hancock.
And that was the flagship of the fleet?
Yeah, it was flagship.
And that's when you were with John McCain Sr.?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We called him the old man, but, well, he was old, but he was a good fellow. He did well. The only thing that was standing that we saw was a safe where apparently a bank had been, a big safe, a pretty good size. That's the only thing that was standing.
Did you
The rest
have...
of it was flat except for on the corners on the blocks where the bicycles were. Of course, there were still a lot of bicycles. They were all burned, of course. You know, but you could tell what they were. We weren't supposed to go there. Found out afterwards because of the but we did on the way back down from Tokyo. You could see it and saw what happened, but you never thought about one bomb, you know, going, of course. When they, before they dropped the bomb, we were up at night, we were far north, we could see the lights of Russia. That's how far north we went before they dropped the bomb. We pulled into Tokyo Bay 2 days before the surrender. Went up and we were there till after the surrender was signed and everything, left the next day after that in Tokyo Bay. And when we went into, there was no way we'd ever got in there had we tried it during the war. There's no way, because this channel was so wide and there was built up on each side about 30 feet. And of course the Japs could put all the kind of guns and stuff up there, you know. There's no way we'd ever got up through there. But Tokyo was in bad shape. They had open sewers. There was an awful lot of damage in Tokyo, really. Like we had like Estes Park, they'd have an area like that. That would be a bathroom for the women, and they would have another one for the men. Fence, big high fence around it, but open sewers. We were in Tokyo Bay, and the morning of the surrender, not me, or the fleet shot down 2 Japanese planes. 2 hours before the surrender was signed. I don't know how, this is what happened. I don't think it's been publicized or anything like that, but that's what happened. And it was quite a, they had planes when the surrender was signed, or during that part, planes went over, and they were from one side of the horizon to the other. That's how many planes were in the air, one after another.
American planes.
American planes, yes.
Okay.
Quite a sight. He made quite a decision. I think it was the right decision. Otherwise, how do we know? We could have been in war for another 10 years, you know, hard to tell. But he had to stop it if he could.
If somebody would have told you when you were 10 years old walking into a country school in the central part of Iowa, to probably being in the most destructive place that's in the history of man, a nuclear bomb. Can you grip the two scenarios, how peaceful this could be to how devastating what you saw was?
I just, I doubt if, hard to imagine, let's put it that way. You know, how would you even think about what it would do? And you didn't have any knowledge of what was going on, you know, as far as the atomic bomb was concerned.
Sorry.
Some of it, Mike, you don't forget. It's just there. It never goes away.